All right, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. I asked Instagram basically if you guys want trade recaps and just to go over the trades I take, how I enter them, how I exit them, how I manage risk, and kind of like what I look for pretty much. And I got a lot of good feedback. You guys apparently really wanted trade recaps to see what I'm taking after I take it. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So in this video, I'm going to go over the trades I took in the past. I think like honestly 2 weeks. I only took like 2 trades in the past 2 weeks. I maybe closed like some ones before. But yeah, I mean, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. So before we get into any of the trades, let me shrink myself. Again, apologize for the streaming software. I'm still figuring out what's good to use. Everything is ugly and weird. So whatever. But before we get into the setups, anything I took, I just want to go over SPY really quick. So market conditions look really, really good as of today. We can see all-time highs again. SPY made a really nice run up all the way from like January, February, March, April. From April, recent market crash, came back up, surfed 10 and 20, had a good 3-4 month run, pulled up into July. And then I think, yeah, beginning of August, retested the 10, dipped down below the 20, re-caught up to the 20. Higher lows, we can see built right here, built the range right here. Anyway, we broke out today. SPY looks good, enough said. So first trade I took this, I believe it was last week. So I took this last week, NBIS, last week on Thursday. So it was post earnings gap. Basically what I saw was we can see NBIS made a really, really nice run from April all the way up until like June, July, from around, let's see, like $18 to around $54, $55. So over 100% move in like 2-3 months. That's really good. Shows a lot of strength as well. Sector is also nice too, is Infotech. And the time I took it, it was just leading. Infotech is still leading, obviously, but this was a lot more prominent. And it was earnings week. So basically, saw this made a big run, pulled back to the 10, 20, a little bit of weird price action here, re-caught up to the 10 and 20, and then put in these really nice higher lows, flat top range right here. And then pretty clearly, you guys can just see big run, period of consolidation, building a range right here, tightening up, tightening up. And then cool, didn't break out before earnings, which was really nice. Gapped up on earnings day and then got completely wicked. So I actually entered on this day, and you guys can see I entered on 1 minute opening range highs. I can't go to 1 minute because it'll just take way too long to scroll back, but this is basically where I entered in. So I think I entered in around like high 60, I think it was like 68 or something like that. I can't remember, but this is the 5 minute. So I entered somewhere around here on 1 minute opening range highs, made a really, really big move and then just got completely wicked down. Still didn't get stopped out, which was pretty nice, but ended up not getting stopped out this day. And then as you guys can see, that was day 1, 2, and then day 3. I mean, every single day made a big move at open or made somewhat of a big move and then just completely wicked. And then on this day, I thought we had the breakout because it sustained pretty well. Like it was holding. I'll show you. This was yesterday's day. So basically broke out again, or broke out, you could say, had a lot of momentum yesterday, cleared 5 minute opening range highs, broke out of this range, like I said, again, and then actually sustained the move. 3 big candles, nice. We're sitting up at all-time highs again, consolidated for almost like an hour and a half, and then it just sold off, retested, and I was like, okay, this thing wiped out the move 3 days in a row. So I ended up cutting around, I think it was 75%, pretty much towards, I mean, the lows right here. I want to say like low 70s. I trimmed a little bit up here, but nothing, anything to, be proud of, nothing crazy. Still a green trade nonetheless. But I ended up just cutting the rest of this position on the 3rd day right here. And then we can see today, unfortunately, really good day. And it actually, I mean, realistically, this just looks choppy, bro. After hours, it's down. Like, I don't know. NBIS just moved really weird. I wasn't a, huge fan of it. It's a 4% ADR, which is still fine, but I'm just not a fan of the way this thing moves. And for the capital I had tied into it, I knew there was better setups and I wanted to put my money somewhere else. So ended up taking this on the breakout, trimmed like beginning midday on the 3rd day, and then it just closed really nasty. So ended up just cutting that trade completely. But still, I made, I don't know, a couple $100 on this, like $500. So I'm not upset, but still not bad nonetheless. That was NBIS. I closed that one yesterday. Second trade, TSLL. I can open up my P&L for this right now. I'm currently up 3.1K on the open P&L, and then today, 129 bucks. It sold off a little bit today. Basically just retested a support area, which is totally fine, totally cool, but I'm extremely, extremely excited about this trade. If you guys follow my social media, you guys know TSLL, this Tesla leveraged ETF, has literally made me the most money, like everything, my lifestyle low-key comes from TSLL. I'm not gonna lie. My freedom comes from TSLL. I've just been trading this thing for so long. I'm so used to the way how Tesla moves. And every time it has a good setup like this, like it's so easy to just like find a solid position early on and then just like keep averaging higher and higher and just keep tight stops. And it's so easy to make a ton of money with this thing. And that's what I stress all my students and clients as well. All my students, all the clients make so much money with TSLL. This is like kind of like my beginner base. Like if you have a smaller account, definitely this is a great one to trade to actually start building some capital. But I'll show you guys. So okay, so TSLL, you guys are probably wondering, oh my gosh, you have so many shares. I have almost 2,000 shares, that can't be risking 1% if you entered this day. It is still 1%, but I have been averaging into this thing for a little while. But nonetheless, I did get like my full position 2 days ago. So, or sorry, no, this was Thursday as well, I believe. What day was this? I entered on this day. So this was 8/8. What day was that exactly? That was Friday. So Friday last week is when I entered with like the full size. But I've been kind of averaging in down here for a little while. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious. If you guys have looked at just Tesla, I'll look at Tesla for this chart. I traded TSLA, but we'll just look at Tesla. I mean, this should show you something in its own. We can see Tesla, massive run up, consolidation, came down, election stuff, whatever, blah, blah. Built this kind of range right here, broke out of the range, made a move. I made a lot of money off of this move as well. And then this day, too, big money day right here. But basically, we can see Tesla made a big move from around April to June, pretty much. Very short run, but nice little bit of momentum, pulled back, and then basically just created this massive wedge. Like that's essentially what we're looking at. Massive wedge on Tesla, good catalysts accompanying it. Just, surfacing at those key levels. And it was just, it was prominent. Everybody's looking at it. Everybody's trading this thing. It was just pretty much a no-brainer. And for me, who's been trading Tesla and TSLL for a while, it was like, cool, another setup for me. I'm going to trade this. So ended up taking this on Friday. I think it was 5-minute opening range highs. We can go back and check. Don't think it was 1 minute. Yeah. 5-minute opening range highs right here. This is Friday's day. Broke out of the flag. Takes out the high right here, 326. Obviously, if we go to TSLL, different number, but essentially similar price action. But you enter right here, 326.65. Stop loss immediately goes at low of day, and then you take 1% of your account. So let's say you have a $10,000 account, 1% of that is $100. You're going to take the entry price minus the stop loss price. That's going to give you the difference between entry and stop loss. So you take 1%, $100, let's say, divided by the distance between entry and stop loss. That's going to tell you how many shares to buy. And then you basically just hold the position for 2 to 3 days, trim 30 to 50%, and then surf the 10 SMA. But I'll go over to TSLL, show you guys the exact place I took at. So today's Tuesday. So this is Tuesday. My time is so cooked, bro. Tuesday, yesterday, Monday. Okay, this is Friday. Oh, okay, so Friday right here. Yep, TSLL. I already have this marked out because I entered. Boom, we can see 11.93. Stop loss immediately goes 11.55. Super tight R to R. Let's say you didn't enter exactly at the break. Let's say you got 11.95. Stop loss goes at 11.5554, whatever. Pretty much your stop loss is 40 cents. So you can size really large when you have a tight R to R like this. And realistically, when everybody's buying this thing, you have a higher chance of not getting stopped out. And if you bought that right there at the break, it was a little bit above the previous day. So this was last week on Thursday. So a little bit above Thursday's high was the entry on 5-minute opening range highs. And yeah, you would have been up a ton of money. So I've been in this thing for a little bit now, but my full size position started to come in on Friday. And then Friday, massive day, made a ton of money this day, made a ton of money yesterday, was up majority of my money, came back down, didn't care. I mean, we're swinging this thing for, 3, 4, 5 days. And I know how Tesla moves. It retested today really nicely, as you guys can see. If it did break through this resistance and close below it, I 100% would have trimmed majority of the position today and just re-entered when we had confirmation of the upside again. But just based off the fact that it got really nice rejection, I mean, if you look on the hourly as well, it looked kind of scary. I was looking right here. I was like, okay, if we genuinely close below this, like I'm going to trim this position. Bounced off perfectly. Hourly highs came back up here, broke above this key resistance level, and then now we're kind of just consolidating after hours, right back where we were yesterday. So In my opinion. Hopefully we don't reject and retest this again. If we do, I probably will end up just trimming majority of the position, taking profits, because again, I'm up pretty nice amount, 3.1K. But my target goals for TSLL are, I'll show you guys. So going based off of this, so once we get the full break of 13, 13 is a pretty strong level, as you guys can see right here. We'll go from 13, and then we'll retest around 13.8. These kind of highs or lows right here, swing high, lows, whatever, right around here. And then once we get the break of like 3.88, we'll move up to around, it'll be 15.5, anywhere from 14.8 to 15.5 we'll chop around. And then after this, we're going to move higher against these flag highs right here. And then this right here as well. So 16.85. 16.85 will probably be like either a re-entry or a full take profit. But most likely I'm going to take around 20% around here at like $14. And then maybe a little bit more within this range right here. If we touch the top, I'll probably take off another 30% if obviously it stays above the 10 SMA. And then probably have, you know, a good 10-20% swinging if we can reach up to here. And if decides to set up right here, I'll probably just keep some of that position, have a good fill already. And like I said, dollar cost average higher, re-enter when it gives us another setup. And then we're just going to swing again up to here, 23, and just to the highs. Again, that's how it moves. Like healthy moving stocks, moving staircases. Obviously, that's super hypothetical. Like I'm not guaranteeing that's going to happen at all, but that's just like the plan going into it. You can't just go into things with no structure at all, being like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Just buy it and then, you know, not know what. If stocks are at all-time highs, then yes, you got to rely more on the SMAs because there's no key levels to kind of base your take profits or trims off of, or, you know, give you a better sense of direction where price action could go. But stuff like this where you do see very strong levels and are very clearly prominent, use them to your advantage, 100%, and you'll be able to manage positions better and actually just make more money. But yeah, this is my only current position right now. Literally just TSLL, NBIS, took profits on that. I haven't really seen anything I like too much. I'm not going to go over the watch list. This is all you guys get as far as sauce and everything like that. Can't give you guys everything. If you guys want to become a student, just like DM me on IG. I have like a free training link in my bio. You guys can click on that and apply for whatever, join JV trading. It's a dope server. You guys make a ton of money. You guys have seen the testimonials, but enough selling, you guys. Yeah, so this was the trade recap. I'll probably do another trade recap once I take maybe, you know, good profits on Tesla, or if something else happens, or if I take another trade. I don't really see myself taking too much else this week, but if there is, don't you guys worry. I don't mind making more videos like this. So if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up, comment, put some engagement on this thing, and I will be sure to pump these out because they're easy to make and I think you guys find them helpful. But hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next trade recap. Peace.